things can people do to disengage from these groups? Because you have the inside knowledge of how it works, the operations, what the beliefs are, what the indoctrination looks like. And now there's certainly people that want out. There's people that have got out.
Yeah, it's a great question, and something we were very interested in. Starting back in 2012, we started interviewing people who had left, and so now we've interviewed hundreds of folks who have left these types of groups and types of movements, and really trying to learn from their experiences in many respects, including how they ultimately got involved and then ultimately how they ended up leaving. And I should say that folks who leave, it's not a one size fits all. They leave for lots of different reasons, and they leave in lots of different ways. And for others, it's a real hard break that sometimes even involves them getting death threats and so forth. And, one of the things we're finding with that disengagement process is that even when you leave, that's not the end of the story in terms of being done with it.
Mm,
And one of the things we find, you had mentioned addiction at the beginning, is that there's a lot of residual that people experience after they leave. Things hang over.
yeah.
There's things that people have a really hard time getting rid of, some of the feelings and some of the beliefs that get really deeply ingrained. And they continue to experience those feelings and beliefs, sometimes in a very involuntary fashion, where they actually describe that, I don't want to believe these things anymore. I don't want to feel this way anymore, but I can't get rid of it. The hate won't go away. But, one of the things we find is that people need time. And that may sound obvious, but this is not an overnight process. Really, it's a process that takes time to work through in terms of disengagement. But certainly, individuals who lack support, who are trying to do this on their own, have a much harder time than folks who have some kind of support system that can help them work through it.